Heyo, fellow Autobots, Decepticons, trans fans, Legonians, and Brick fans. This is Dave Frost reporting in once again with with the next part of the 1 week of destruction. And this is part 5, Scavenger. So, Scavenger is a excavator, steam shovel type vehicle. I don't know what else to call it, but he's the construction vehicle with the digger scoop arm connected to it, and he's a pretty fascinating construction vehicle and character. He has a little Decepticon logo right there. And he has a lot of light green and purple. Obviously, the purple is a lot of the tread area. And then you see black, red, and silver throughout in various places. So he's pretty awesome. So I'm going to bring him out to right here and bring in his Constructicon buddies. So we have Mixmaster, Long Haul, Hook, and for right now, Scrapper. There is still yet one other to reveal, but you'll meet him tomorrow. And, this is like how he scales with his partners. So, like, he's the lowest in comparison, or maybe second lowest compared to Hook, but he's still lower than Scrapper, Mixmaster, and Long Haul. And that's the excuse me, vehicle form comparison. So now let's go on to robot mode. So what you want to do, bringing the platform a little closer. So irritating when advertisements unnecessarily get in the way. But anyways, so what you want to do is fold up the scoop as so. Then come down here, untab the treads, and bring them downward, since obviously they're going to be the feet and legs. Then bring up the waist. Next, bring up the arms and rotate them to their proper place. But on this side, you have to fiddle with it a little bit, because there's the cockpit that can get in the way, but it folds behind the left shoulder. extend down the legs, and fold out the feet. Then come to the lower arms and fold out the hands. It may get a little tricky going back and forth with the hands, bringing them out. Then come into the chest cavity and fold out the head. And there you have Scavenger. So he's a pretty awesome looking character. And you see the same red, silver, light green, and purple from before. And also black. But then you recognize that now there is gold included. So, this is pretty awesome. Because he's a pretty interesting character and he has a pretty interesting transformation with him included. So now let's go to articulation before size comparison. So his head can rotate 360 degrees and can only look that far down. He cannot look up. Then his arms are on ball joints, so they rotate 360 and extend that far up. And then his elbows are also on ball joints, so they rotate 360 as well. And look more proper than all the other elbows we've seen so far of the other Constructicons. Sure, it's on the end of the upper arm, but it still looks more proper. Like it fills in more than what the other lower arms of the other Constructicons did not have. And plus, the lower arms of the other Constructicons were all on hinges. These are on ball joints. And unfortunately, there is no hand or fist rotation or movement of any kind, since it's on a hinge that folds out from inside the lower arm. Bring the arms up and we can get to the waist. Now obviously, due to transformation, there's no hip rotation. But there is, however, they as well are on ball joints, the hips or thighs. So they can go in and out like that. Go that far out. and could practically do 360 bendage going all the way around if only the arms were not in the way. So you can figure that. Then there's ball jointed knees, so they can rotate 360 and only go that far out as far as knee bendage with the upper leg in the way. Then there's also ankle tilt all the way that far. So that is it for articulation. So now let's bring in the rest of the crew. Alright then, so we have long haul. We have Scrapper. We have Hook. And we have Mixmaster. So again, as always, they're all Voyager class scale. So there's not going to be really any difference. Except maybe... yeah, I do believe Scrapper is the shortest. Even though they're all the same scale class. Then we have Lil Shockwave. Legend class. But then, there's one other. We have Grimlock. Grimlock is a build team member from the 2001 Robots in Disguise TV show series. And I know Grimlock looks a little lopsided, but that's because his legs can't figure themselves out. So, Grimlock is a deluxe scale character, and obviously is going to be shorter than Scavenger. So, that is all we have for robot mode. We'll take another look at Grimlock later. But now that we have robot mode comparison out of the way, we can move on to a third part which is combination mode. So what you want to do is fold up the fists and basically turn them back into vehicle mode. For the most part, but not completely. Fold up the head, you know. Like I said, basically turning him back into vehicle mode. So, bringing up the legs, taking care of the arms. Snapping the waist back into where it goes when going to vehicle mode. And what you want to do is that there's a tab hole here and here, and there's a tab there and up here. So that's taking care of that. So there, we have him in vehicle mode. And he's not that bad of a excavator vehicle. But now, we want to pull out this section, so obviously it has to untab from the treads. And this is going to go behind in the back. And that's basically it for going into combination mode. And we'll discuss what else has to take place for combination mode on Saturday, like I explained about Hook yesterday. If you haven't already, go see that video. It'll be the same case for tomorrow with the final solo review video before the big video of Devastator. And it's going to take quite a bit to review Devastator. You know, configuring the parts together and adding on the add-on kit or upgrade kit. And you'll see a major difference that the upgrade kit provides. Alright, so now we go back into vehicle mode for the last section of this video. And we'll put him right there for it. And here is why we went back into vehicle mode. To compare him to Grimlock. So, I know I already brought in Grimlock, but I wanted to bring him back in since he's also an excavator vehicle, construction vehicle, and he's obviously also green, but of a different shade. And he also has gold on various parts of his body. And the treads are obviously not all one color. They're, to be literal, he has treads of 2 colors. And then he has the obvious Autobot logo. And he also has gray and silver in numerous places as well. And obviously, Scavenger beats him in size and in form as well, since the cockpit is bigger on Grimlock versus it being on Scavenger, the cockpit that is. And then with Scavenger, you do not have to remove the scoop. You can leave it as is. You can fold it up. And you also have the option of turning it at this part of the arm. And it's easy to come off, it's easy to go back on. It's just on a turntable peg. With Grimlock, however, you do have the option of folding it up and down and moving the bucket. And then bringing out the scissor-like extension of it. Well, not really extension, I don't know what to call it really, but it's like making the scoop arm into a claw. But that's for a different purpose of a different time. And then it's separate. It could come separately and be taken out at the base of the vehicle. So those are the comparisons between Grimlock and Swoop. Plus, Grimlock's scoop can go that low, as Scavengers can go that low. You obviously cannot tell until I do this, that Scavenger's scoop can actually touch the ground. Yeah, Grimlock's scoop can't go all the way unless you push it down and hold it there. I must say it would be nice if Scavenger's scoop could actually move, and also the gray arm on top of Scavenger's scoop arm could also extend and detract. That also would have been cool. But that will have to do for the Scavenger review. I thank you all for watching. Please stick around for more great LEGO and Transformer content coming to the future of this channel. Have a great rest of your night. Have a good rest of your week. With tomorrow being Friday and then Saturday. And then going off into next week. And I will see you all next time with tomorrow. As we continue with tomorrow being the review. Part 6. The review of Bone Crusher. And then Saturday is the big review of Devastator and the upgrade kit. So once again, I will see you all tomorrow, and good night.